Want to know how to find tax sale properties? In this video, I'll show you how to do a simple Google search to get you free tax sale properties list as much as you want. And I'm also going to show you what to do with that list so you can actually turn it into profits and cash. I'm going to break down the process for you, show exactly what you need to do, and be sure to stay on until the end because in the end, I'm going to show you a second way to acquire properties that's just been newly discovered, totally proprietary, and it's a way that people are acquiring properties free and clear for only the past due taxes. It's an amazing innovation, something you definitely want to learn about. It's new, it's hot, and is absolutely the way to do it. So let's get right into it. So to find tax sale properties, the first thing you want to know is how do I get a list? Well, you're going to be glad to know it's really simple and it's free. Go to your friend Google, put in a search, and the format is the county, the state, and tax sale list. So for example, DeKalb County, Georgia tax sale list. If I put that in to Google, it returns the tax commissioner's website. You can see on there, they have a place you can click to get the list. Click on that and bam, there's your list of properties. It's free, it's the current sale list, they keep it updated. And you can see on this list the address of the property, the name of the owner, and most importantly, you can see the amount of taxes due. That's important because that's actually the amount that the bidding is going to start at. So look at that, and what you're doing with this list right now is you're going to just screen the list to identify the properties that you're interested in and just skip the rest of the properties. And when you're not interested in, you want to just cross off your list. So our goal right now is to reduce the list to just the properties that you're actually interested in. The way you're going to do that is back to your friend Google. This time it's Google Street Maps. And what you're going to do in Google Maps is you're going to put in the address of the property, and then you're going to do Street View, which means you take that little image of a man and you drag it onto the street and drop it, and then it's going to show you a picture that Google has taken of the house. Take a look at the house and then just spin it around so that you can take a look at the street. And all you're trying to decide here is not whether you actually want to buy this house yet, but all you want to decide is this a house that I'm interested in and a street that I'm interested in? If it's not, just cross it off. If it is, then keep it in your yes pile. And then do nothing. What you want to do is wait until about 3 or 4 days prior to the sale, and then you're going to continue your due diligence. And this time, what we're going to do is go out and see the properties. You need to physically inspect any property you're going to be bidding on, because if you get it, you're going to put up your hard-earned money. It's non-refundable. So you want to make sure that you're bidding on properties you're truly interested in. So drive up to the property and stop and look at it from the street in your car. Look to see, is the roof bowed? Are the windows square or rectangular, or are they racked, like twisted into a trapezoid? If you see roofs that are sagging, if you see windows that are twisted, those are signs of foundation problems and other serious issues with the house. So you want to skip those. Also look to see, is the house occupied or not? The good part about occupied is the house probably hasn't frozen if it's in a northern climate, and it's probably in a little better condition. If it's vacant, it may be stripped inside, and it may have frozen pipes that have all split. So you have to look at that. And again, the problem with occupied is you have to deal with the people, but they may be tenants that would pay you rent, or they could be former owners. You can evict them. So you make that decision. Also, get out of your car and go knock on the door. Go see if anybody's there and learn as much as you can. If it's a tenant, talk to them. Let them know the house is going up for tax sale. See if they're interested in staying, what they pay in rent. If it's an owner, talk to them. What are your plans? And try to get an idea of the condition of the property. Just ask them, does the house have any big problems? If you're just walking up to the property and nobody's home, just look in the windows as you can when you're walking up the walkway to see what you can learn. Are the ceilings falling in because the roof is leaking? I don't know. You can learn a lot just from that. You have to assume these houses are neglected because when someone doesn't pay the taxes, they're also not paying for repairs. So just assume you're talking about a neglected property. So once you do that, you'll see all your properties, and then you'll have your final list of properties you're interested in. And that's going to be your bidding list. Now also during this time, you need to find out about the terms of the sale, the conditions of the sale, and any pre-registration requirements. So when you initially get the list, which should be about a month before the sale, get as far in advance as you can. Usually they're published anywhere from 30 to 45 days in advance of the sale. When you get that list, also look for the conditions and terms of sale and any pre-registration requirements. Because in many places, they want you to pre-register to bid, and they won't let you register on the day of the sale. So make sure that you get any forms, fill them in advance, and turn them in and get accepted as a bidder. They're not too hard on approvals, but they generally won't let people bid if you're behind in real estate taxes yourself, or if you have a lot of building code violations out. A lot of times you can't bid. But for most people, that's not going to be a problem. So make sure that you do register in advance. Make sure you check into that, because I don't want you doing all the prep work, then showing up at the auction and they tell you, sorry, registration's closed, come back next month. You don't want that. So when you do all that, then you go prepared to bid. And make sure that you set your bid at an appropriate level. If it's a house you're going to flip, you shouldn't be paying any more than 65 or 70% of retail minus fix-up costs, because you need to build a margin in there. So make sure that you know the housing prices. If you're trying to find out prices in the neighborhood, look on Realtor.com, look on Zillow to see what houses have gone for and are going for on the street. I don't particularly like the Zillow Zestimate. It can be kind of all over the place, but I do like looking at properties that are for sale in the neighborhood to see what they're going for, because it gives you a good idea of what properties are worth in that neighborhood. So once you do all that, then you're ready to bid. When you go to the bid, put in your bids, but stop wherever you decided to stop. So set your maximum bid in advance. Don't get carried away in the emotion of the auction. Don't get carried away and just bid because someone else is bidding. Just play your own game. Don't get sucked into paying too much, because honestly, if you want to pay retail for a property, you may as well go to a realtor and not be bothered with the headaches that can come with the tax sale, where you have to evict occupants, or where someone files a bankruptcy after the sale, which means that you get paid back your money, but you get paid over time. There are different problems, and the problems are basically, I would say, in this category. Occupants you have to deal with, condition that you have limited knowledge of because you can't see the inside of the property unless someone lets you in. You have people sometimes sue to overturn the sale because they want to not lose their property, they want to recover it. People filing bankruptcy after the sale, where you'll get paid your money back for your bid, but you'll get paid over time, and you have to participate in the bankruptcy, so that costs some money. So there's that. Also, don't ever buy a commercial property at a tax sale. Commercial properties can have environmental problems if there are dry cleaners or gas stations or factories. They can have pollution in the ground that if you buy the property, you're responsible for cleaning it up. So you don't want to buy commercial properties at these auctions. Buy residential properties like houses. Those are the things you want to buy. Also be aware that you have to look carefully, because they do sell junk properties at these auctions. Sometimes they sell properties that just from a surveyor's mistake. Your surveyor does a cul-de-sac and just misses a little sliver, and they're selling that. And you think it's a house. It's not a house, just a little sliver. So make sure that you're really checking into the property and seeing what it is, and not bidding on a useless piece of property. You have scrap land. You'll have places that's too narrow to build if it's just land. So just do your due diligence carefully. Look at the properties and use your common sense, and you can do it. Now, there's another way that I mentioned that I would be telling you about earlier that is a new innovation in buying tax sale properties. I think it's absolutely amazing. I have a friend who developed this that is the world-class expert in this. He's been buying properties at tax sales since the 1990s, so been doing it for a long time. And he found a way to buy properties where there's no competition, where you just get lists of hundreds or sometimes even thousands of properties. You just pick through them. And the ones you want, all you have to do is pay the past due taxes, and they just deed it over to you. It's amazing. You're not running around looking, competing against other bidders. It's really a cool way of doing it. And he's acquiring amazing deals on properties. I'm talking like one property that he told me about in an interview I did of him. He bought it for, I think, $2,500. It was rented for $800 a month. So basically in 3 months worth of rent that he collected, he paid for the whole property. It was free and clear like all these properties are. Truly amazing. So I want you to see that, because I think this is the newest innovation and the best way to be doing this. So I recorded a video with my friend, world-class expert. You can see a link to that video either on the screen if your browser supports the on-screen link, or down below this video if that's the way you need to access it. But click on that. You'll see a short video, a little over 20 minutes, really fascinating, and it is definitely the way to be acquiring properties. You get them free and clear. You don't have any competition. You can just browse through hundreds or thousands of properties, deciding on the best ones. It is really a great way to do this, and the way I think you should be doing it. So go check out that video, and you'll thank me later. So I'll click on the video link or click below, and I'll see you over at that interview video.